Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Venus, and today we'll be talking about the walls of Jericho, a story that we can find in the Bible. Now I'm sure most of you might be feeling like you've been circling around your own walls of Jericho. But what if I told you that your obedience, your faith, and your patience could be getting tested, just like how the Israelites were tested? God gave Joshua a specific instruction. The book of Joshua, chapter 6, verses 2 to 5. Then the Lord said to Joshua, "See, I have delivered Jericho into your hands, along with its king and its fighting men. March around the city once with all the armed men. Do this for 6 days. Have 7 priests carry trumpets of ram's horns in front of the ark. On the 7th day, march around the city 7 times, with the priests blowing the trumpets. When you hear them sound a long blast on the trumpets, have the whole army give a loud shout. Then the wall of the city will collapse, and the army will go up, everyone straight in." Now God didn't say to Joshua, "Climb over the city walls," or "Go and attack the city." But rather he gave Joshua an illogical instruction. It also proves that God's thoughts are not our thoughts, neither are his ways our ways. Now put yourself in the shoes of the Israelites after receiving this instruction from Joshua, who received the instruction from God. I can imagine what was going through their minds. They must have been wondering to themselves, why are we marching around this city? And most people would have given up on the 6th day. Let's continue reading. Then on the 7th day, they got up at daybreak, marched around the city 7 times in the same manner, except that on that day they circled the city 7 times. The 7th time around, when the priests sounded the trumpet blast, Joshua commanded the army, "Shout, for the Lord has given you the city." When the trumpet sounded, the army shouted, and at the sound of the trumpet, when the men gave a loud shout, the wall collapsed. So everyone charged straight in, and they took the city. You see, their obedience led to their victory, and they followed God's instructions carefully. So what does this mean for us today? Well, it means that your faith during a trial is definitely going to be tested, and so is your patience. But at the end of it all, if you stand firm, then your victory is definitely guaranteed. So if you feel like you've circled and you've been circling, if you feel like you've done every single thing that you possibly can that God has instructed you to do, and you're wondering to yourself, "Lord, what's next?" Stand. Stand is the answer, and continue to stand in faith. I will leave this closing word for you. It's a Bible verse from the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verses 13. "Therefore, take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, having done it all to stand firm." So, if you just continue being persistent, if you continue being obedient, just like how the Israelites were obedient to this instruction they received from the Lord, imagine marching around the city for 6 days, and then on the 7th day you shout and the walls come crumbling down. Everything that must have been going on in their minds for those 6 days. They must have had a lot of doubt and a lot of questions. But because of their persistence, because of their obedience, God was testing them to see if they are going to withstand the storm, to see if they are going to stand firm in His word, in His instruction. And they stood firm. And the walls came crumbling down because of their obedience. So I would encourage someone out there today, stand firm in God's word. If God has given you a promise, or if you're holding on to God's word for victory, just remember that your standing and your waiting, your obedience, your faithfulness, your persistence shall not be in vain. Victory shall be yours.